Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here's a quick video, or at least I'll try to make it quick, of my 2009 F150. I picked this up last week and the shocks that were on it were pretty bad. Here's a picture of the old ones. I'm pretty sure they might be the original shocks. As you can see, this one here is pretty mangled up. The other one has a dent in it also, somewhere. Anyway, rusted out pretty bad. So I decided to put some shocks on it. I decided to go with the Skyjacker shocks off of Amazon. Here they are, Skyjacker Black Max shock absorbers. Fits a wide range of Ford F150s. I think there's a bunch of other manufacturers they will fit. Just do your fitment correctly. They're about $53 each. It can't be any worse than the original ones I just showed you. Pretty sure the 198,000 miles, the amount of rust and damage on them, and the way the back of the truck bounces around, these will probably be just fine. Here's what you get in the box. You get two of these. There's the shock. You get zip tie to put on the boot with. Each end obviously has the bushing and the steel insert for the bushing. Two of those for each end. And of course, the proverbial Black Max sticker. I'm going to show you how I put these bushings on. I saw another video on this that said it was kind of difficult to put them in. I already did one shock. Ridiculously simple. I use a can of liquid film here. You probably know the name of it. It's very fluidy, and it's made out of lanolin, and I use it on a lot of things. And then of course, for the inside of the steel bushing, I will put some anti-seize. Believe it or not, the stock shock absorbers came off quite easily with that shock bolt. It was not rusted or anything. So here we go. Let me show you how I put these bushings on. So the first thing I do is take that magic liquid film and just spray a little bit inside the little housings here. Here's the bottom. There's the bushing right here. Give that a little spray. And then what I do is insert it like so. Put it in my vise. And just start clamping down. Takes very little force. Boop, went right in. That's just a little 4-inch vise. Here's the top of the shock. Already lubed. Give this one a little shot. Same thing. Just get it started like so. And do the vise a little more. Sometimes you gotta get that just to the right width. Center it up. Don't even have to be that accurate with it. It is not rocket science. I tried pushing them in by hand without lubricant. It's pretty difficult. This is just snaps right into place. There we go. And there you have it. You kind of adjust it a little bit, but that makes it ridiculously simple. Then for the next phase, I put some more of this liquid film on here, help this metal bushing go in. These are a little more difficult to do, definitely by hand. So what I'll do, same thing, twist her on in. Have no problem with this one. Just right to the edge there. Undo it. Now it's perfectly flush. Perfectly flush. Flip the shock back around. Hardly need any lubricant on these. I just use what's left over. Get it started. Same procedure. Line it up. You know it must be easy if I could do this basically by myself. On we go. I just run it up till it stops. And there you go. Ready for installation. Almost. The only other thing we really need to do would be to install this rubber boot. Okay, so you got the wide end of this boot right here. The wide end, it's kind of like squished down from shipping. And then you got the smaller end that goes up here at the top of the shock. So what I'll do is just slip this over the wide end. It just slips on quite easily. Take the zip tie they provided you. It's mighty nice of them to supply one little zip tie. And we'll put it on here the correct way, of course. Hello? Kind of just push it right over the lip right there. And zip it down. Then we'll come back later after I cut off the rest of that zip tie and we'll install them on the vehicle. So let's head over there right now. Okay, here comes the anti-seize part of the video. What I like to do is before I put that bolt in, which of course there are two of them, I'm just going to coat this bolt up a little bit. Might as well get the threads too. I worked on another vehicle where this bolt was completely rusted into that metal sleeve of the bushing. And the only way to get it out was to cut it with a cutoff wheel, which took another 10 or 15 minutes. Not a big deal, but it is doable. I just smear a little bit on there. You could use whatever type of anti-seize compound you want. I just use this copper stuff. I've had it around for quite some time. And like I say, I took these off. I'm pretty sure they're the original shocks for 13 years being in there, they came right out. So I was glad for that. So what I'm going to do is install the lower shock. I'm not going to show you. Too hard to get the camera down there. Hands getting away. So I'll pause it and then move around to the top of the shock. Here we go. Okay, here we go with bolting on the top of the shock. Of course, you've seen videos before. All you have to do is align that hole. This shock can be moved by hand. Not too bad. So I just lift it up a little bit like that and slide the bolt right in. On these F150s, you slide the bolt in first on the top piece, and the little nut, 18mm nut, will go on the back, because you can't really get an impact gun behind there. I'm sure if you had a socket, you probably could do it. But I like to use impact tools. Matter of fact, these bolts are not that difficult to remove. I just use a 3/8 inch drive, like so. Back it with the 18mm wrench, and I have my air compressor set to 66 foot-pounds. All you got to do is tighten her down. That's all it takes. So, it literally took more time to set up this camera, get the angles right, than it did to put these shocks on. I think I put this one on in 2 minutes. Anyway, that's all there is to it. I'm sure you've seen videos like this. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you. Bye.